Guys, can you hear me? I think I fixed my mic. Okay, good. Prime the streaming expert for real, guys. We got some high quality production here. Yeah. All right. What's the texture pack of the sword in the left? That's vanilla, bro. Prime, I'm back for good. What's up, NSB? Okay. Let's see. TikTok. Good. We got audio. YouTube. Doing its thing. Both YouTubes. Let's just make sure. Yes. Woo. Okay, let's get into this fast. Don't wanna mess around now that we had that mic issues fixed up. Okay, guys. So, if you were here for yesterday's stream, I'm sure you know that we were kind of deciding on what to work on, and we decided on the pale oak door, which is one of the only few doors that we have yet to finish texturing. Let me quickly grab the two nether doors that I deleted because of the doorknob incident. So every door in the pack is already textured except for the pale oak door and the bamboo door. Yesterday, we began on the pale oak door, and I just realized I totally forgot to bring up these files. I'm gonna pull up, pull up how far we got yesterday. You streamed yesterday? Yes, I did, Linton. Oh, no, not yesterday. 2 days ago. My bad. Good catch. Don't cry, Xanax. Why are you crying? So, progress yesterday that we made, or not yesterday, 2 days ago. Last time we were live, we got this far on the pale oak door. This is the vanilla one for comparison, and this is how far we got. So, basically, we got the general sort of shape for the different planks in here down. Boom, boom, boom. And the more interesting part, we got the metal, like hardware bits of the door complete. And I think this is a pretty good shape for the door. So really what we're gonna be working on today is finishing this texture up, which first we're gonna be adding the wood grain to these different planks. That's all we need on the texture. And then we're gonna be making our height map, which will allow it to be 3D like the rest of the doors that we've done. And finally, we'll add a specular map to it, which for this door won't be such a big deal, but on some of the doors, like the metal doors, particularly the iron door, the specular map is pretty important because that affects how light reacts to the blocks. So as far as our pale oak door is concerned, that's basically just gonna mean the metal bits are gonna be like slightly reflective or slightly metallic. All right, so let's get into it, shall we? How is everybody doing today? How happy are you gonna be when they add a new door? I like doing doors, bro. I think it's because what I don't like working on is textures that are like too similar to each other. Like I don't like doing the same thing over and over, and luckily the doors in Minecraft are like low key, all pretty unique enough. This is actually the part that I don't like working on, is what we're working on today, the like the wood grain. Thank you for the rose P. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, so first thing I think I'm gonna do is, we began on it yesterday. I'm gonna be adding the texture to this like cross plank here. I think that'll be a good place to start. So I'm gonna, one technique I like to do for wood grain is like dragging it is making it kind of smooth like that. Like if you can imagine a wood plank, how it has like the grains of wood like kind of curvy, and then I'll add like spikes into it to make it look kind of rough. Yo, Prime, I finally made some of the vanilla tweaks packs I said I would. They're in the Discord. I made ore borders and buckets of axe level variants. That is awesome. Let me pull this up. Have you posted them? If you've posted them, I can show them right now. All right. So if you guys are not in my Discord, Prime's Compound, you should absolutely join it. It is discord.gg/prime mods. And we have a section here where we have community add-ons. So people can add features to the pack that I'm probably never gonna add. So here we have Sir Scarf's add-ons that he just posted. He made an add-on that changes, I'm trying to get this so that you guys can see it on vertical as well. It changes the axolotl bucket in relation to like what sort of axolotl is in it, I believe, which is pretty sick. And then we also have an ore borders add-on if you guys are into that sort of thing. We've got a lot of other cool stuff in here too, like dark mode GUI, a biomes plenty like thing, low fire, the support for like visuality, just tons of cool stuff. So if any of you guys make packs and you're interested in doing something like that, or interested in learning how to do packs, perfect opportunity. Also, go ahead and download, and you guys can leave comments on add-ons that people do. I'm just trying to fix my camera orientation a little bit. Okay. Somebody said earlier, why do I move like I'm animated? What does that even mean? Dude, I get people in my comments complaining that I like move my head around too much. What's that about? Prime, there was an ad. Yes, we've gone back to normal ads. I don't know. It was just, I tried to manually do it last time and it was like being weird. We'll tweak it as time goes on, but okay. So we've got this curved one here. We're just sort of adding the grain here. This is always like such a weird process because like any natural texture like this, it usually takes a lot of tweaking. The traditional camera smacker problem each stream, dude, for real. I have no idea what was going on with my mic just not working at the beginning of the stream. That was crazy. Do you use contact lenses? I do actually, but they don't not aesthetic. I just wear contacts because I can't see. Okay, so the only other color that we haven't really implemented here is this sort of gray one. So I'm gonna be like, what is going on? Why can't I? This isn't selecting correctly. How's Plant Mods? Plant Mods is doing good. Is that what we decided on, Plant Mods? Yo, Prime, how are you going to celebrate after you finish all the textures? I'm going to retire to an island in the Pacific. No, I will, I don't know. Probably when we get close to things being wrapped up, I'll probably already have another project like in the works by then. Plus certain stuff like getting it on Marketplace is like, that's going to take up a bit of time. Sponge Eater, yes, a good question. You can't, yeah, I can't retire because Minecraft has constant updates. You're right, Scarfy. Yeah, I mean, the pack will just, even when I'm like done, I'll come back to, update like all the new textures. So like, it'll never really be done. Just like how Minecraft's never really done, but we are getting close to a very complete state of it. How's the music volume today, guys? You said a Roblox game? Yeah, I am thinking about doing Roblox after this. Will you make textures for mods as well? That's something that I don't think I'm gonna do because there is just totally enough vanilla stuff to work on. But that's why I have that area in the Discord so that I can, so that people who do want to add mod support can. Because there's people want like little add-ons, but it's stuff that like isn't like, I don't want to work on anything that most users aren't going to use, if that makes sense. Okay, so we've got a lot of dark pixels under the different parts of this metal. We've got the dark pixels there. We've got some dark pixels here and some dark pixels under this one. And I think it's pretty clear that those are kind of like shadows. So I'm gonna, let's see what we can do. what I'm going to do to create a shadow out of this is I'm going to select, actually, we'll just go ahead and select the whole thing. Oh my gosh, my mouse is tweaking out. So I'm going to select this whole bar here. And then I'm going to kind of drag it down about as far as these dark pixels go. And I think we'll just fill this in. Okay, so we've got that darker color. We can see these darker pixels here. That's actually great because that means that we can keep our lines here without like messing them up. I'm not selecting the right thing. And then we can turn these into this color. So this will allow us to build out a sort of shadow there. And things are looking pretty good. Why did you texture the cattails? I don't know. That was just that was something I worked on a long time ago. Like years ago I did that. I think I just thought of the idea, and sometimes when I get an idea for something, I just have to like get it done. Like with the 3D inventory fiasco. Your hair is so cool. Thank you. I post, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I post hair updates when I get like my hair done. And I tag like my barber and like my the girl who like dyes my hair and stuff like that. So if you guys are at all interested in that sort of deal, follow me on Instagram. Do you know what the trial available texture is? I have no idea what that is. Why do we have to pay for the premium HD version of the texture pack? That is because packs like this take a lot longer to develop than normal packs. And I work pretty much all day on this. So if I had a job, I wouldn't be able to work on this. I wouldn't have the time. So for you guys who support the pack on Patreon, you basically allow me to keep working on the pack. That is why. Yeah, so Unk can make money. Yeah. So I can pay my rent. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out a best way to get this shadow like down here without like being weird about it. Maybe I should just select it for real. The trial available texture is the blue diamond on the home screen. Oh, yes. I need to do that. I would always see that and I'm like, oh, I don't need to do that because that's just part of, that's just like a modded thing. But somebody recently told me that it's actually not modded. Like it's just, that's a vanilla texture. So now I'm like, yeah, I gotta texture that. It's the little blue like gem on the middle of the vanilla screen. When will the pack be done? Yesterday. It was done yesterday, bro. You missed it. I'm sorry. And then we undid it. Okay, I'm just trying to select this shadow. So we can get a shadow here on this bottom one. It's just a little bit. I'm trying to like make it the same shape and everything, but it's like weird. Yeah, I'm doing this so like suboptimally. Cause how? Okay, so this goes here. Oh, this goes there. This goes there, and then okay, that kind of, we've sort of got our shadow. It's a little odd looking because it sort of overlaps with this line, but you know, it's there. We got our shadow. Move your head less, man. Move your, like, look, if you move your eyes in at the exact time that I move my head, it'll look like I'm not moving my head. Do you have suspicious sand and gravel textured? Dude, I completely forget about that. Like every couple months I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot there's like the suspicious textures. And the main reason is that those, I believe the suspicious sand and the suspicious gravel are in like the redstone tab of the inventory. And usually like when I'm doing like natural blocks, I'll look at the like natural tab of the inventory. I've not done armor trims. It kind of looks more like rot than a shadow to me. We'll make it look a little bit more natural. Because you can see that like the colors kind of go down, if that makes sense. So We'll we'll tweak it a bit. We'll get it to a place that we like. Hello, Legendary Bush. Do you know what 1 + 1 is? No, I don't actually. I'm sorry. This is so odd of me. Why did I make this not a perfect pixel down? It's whatever. All right. So I'm thinking for these pixels, because we can see that these like shadow pixels go down a little bit farther than I have them. So I'm thinking we use that as an opportunity to make it kind of like that, you know, like a little, like you can see the wood grain. I think that looks pretty good. So now the challenge is just to make variations of this so it doesn't like look the same everywhere. It's on your math homework. Your math homework is 1 + 1. Do you go live every time you work on the textures? Lately I have been, the past couple weeks, but not always. Not for a long time. This is like, what stream is this? I've not been streaming very frequently, but lately I've been going live at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah. I've not done the structure or jigsaw blocks yet, no. Also, guys, I think I'm going to be a little bit better at reading chat now because I can't really show it, but my chat monitor for you guys used to be like on the side, and now it's like under the camera. It's like right, I'm like touching the top of it. It's right out of the view of the camera, so like it's easier for me to like look up and down, make sure I don't miss anything. Let me make sure. Is vertical YouTube? I have a feeling it kind of looks like vertical YouTube's not connected. What's wrong with that? Already added? Huh. One sec, guys. On-screen chat is really delayed. Say yes if you missed my comment. Yes, I probably did miss your comment. I'm trying to, let's see. It is connected. I'm sending a message in the vertical YouTube doesn't seem like it's connected to the chat, I feel like. Show us your PC build. I have a setup tour on all of my platforms. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna reset. Sorry if you guys are on vertical YouTube. It looks like the chat is like not connecting, so I'm just gonna disconnect and then reconnect. Let's. Website. Reload. Can you pause for 2 minutes so I can get something to eat? Yes, guys, we're gonna pause the whole thing so Litton can go eat. I might be paused for 2 minutes actually now that I have to fix this. I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna reset this. Activate. Okay. Is YouTube vertical back in business? Yes. There we go. Finally. Gosh. Sorry about that, guys. All of the perfect. Okay. Yeah. Weird. One thing I'm happy about as far as our technical development of my stream is that now instead of having the vertical YouTube stream and the horizontal YouTube stream have the same icon, you can see in the global chat it's like there's a new icon for like you can differentiate between the short and the mainstream, which is pretty fire. Father, I'm back. Hello, son. Door looks so good now. Yeah, we're moving along here. I've got to. Okay, so we've got our shadow here under this thing, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm feeling weird about it. I'm feeling weird. I think I made it too. I think I definitely need to like get a grip. I've kind of been zoning out while I've been doing this. I'm actually just gonna look. I'm gonna redo this. So if you guys are just tuning into the stream, perfect timing. I'm gonna kind of just redo what I was working on. Because I've been trying to fix the stream with one eyeball and I've been texturing with the other eyeball, and but now things seem to be working well. It's already good, bro. No, you'll see, dude. You'll see. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be worth. It'll be a lot faster than it took last time. Okay, so we need to see what here is causing shadows. We can do that by looking at the darker pixels on the vanilla texture. So we can see that there's dark pixels under this, there's dark pixels under this, there's dark pixels under this plank, and there's dark pixels under here. So we need to make all three of those things on our texture have like a drop shadow to them. So I'm gonna do that the smart way this time. I say as I just kind of mess this up. Yeah, I don't know, how did I mess up the like border, bro? There we go. What happens? This is Photoshop. I love your hair and style. Thank you. Okay, what the heck? I need to switch up this song, bro. This is not... It's not the vibe right now. The free version looks so bad, low key. The free version is, I mean, it has all of the same like textures as the main one, you know, it's just lower resolution. Also, kind of a, like, I really don't talk about it all that much, but you guys can get the 64 resolution for free in my Discord by like being active. Like if you've been hanging out in my Discord for a while, you'll get the 64 version for free. It is discord.gg/primemods, all one word, by the way. Okay, let's properly do this. So I'm gonna select everything here that's gonna be casting a shadow, which is going to be that crossbar, this one, and the handle, and the, you know, the hinge. And also, this is also going to be casting a shadow. So I'm going to select this as well. And then now we need to move this selection down basically as far as we want this shadow to go. We don't want it to be anything too crazy. I think that could work. Because the lower we drop the shadow on these things, the farther out they're going to appear on our texture. So we could, you know, stay like within format of how many the size of like pixels that we've been doing. So that looks not bad to me. Now we're going to go through here and darken up these areas with the colors that we can see. And we know that there's a shadow here because there's those darker pixels. All right. Okay, let's see. Does that look like a far enough down shadow? That actually looks perfect. I really like how that turned out. So we're gonna do the same thing here with this darker color. And then we've got this shadow down here. Let me deselect this so we don't mess anything up. Okay, and then we also have the shadow under this guy, under the top of this knocker, which actually it kind of ends up, we just end up filling in this whole thing, it looks like. Which I'm gonna do real quick by selecting these. Okay, so we've got the shadow under the knocker, we've got the shadow under this guy, we'll do our little thing here. Boom, boom. And then we've got to do this one down here, which is just, that's already darkened up, it appears. And what color? We got that color there, and then we got this darker color here. All right, so we now have inserted shadows under everything that needs a shadow. Let's get rid of that. It's kind of a weird little color there. Doorknob is working a whole lot better than the last one. When are you doing sculpt blocks? I'm not sure. You know, whenever we feel like it. Whenever we feel like it. Dude, I keep messing up these selections, bro. Why? Let's flip this. I keep like overwriting like areas of the texture. I don't know. I'm like horrible at Photoshop. You'd think I'd be good at it by now. The next one, also a door. The only other door that we haven't textured past this one is the bamboo door, which, I don't know. Looks like it could be cool. I think there's some other, we also have the trap door for the bamboo, and we have the trap door for, this pale oak. So I don't know, maybe we'll do another door. Maybe we'll shake it up if you guys are burnt out on doors. I'm making Christmas chests for my next add-on. Since they are vanilla texture, I get full permission for you to use them or take inspiration from the main pack. Here's the problem, Scarfy. I think currently the rule we have for add-ons is that it can't be anything that will eventually be added to the pack. So since the Christmas chests are like in vanilla, I will be eventually texturing the Christmas chests, which means that we will not, it won't be approved by the moderators if you were to post that. I'm sorry. Okay, let's just get some of these colors right. I just sort of blocked in some basic colors here, but we clearly, it isn't exactly that color. So we're gonna lighten it up. Yeah, damn it. I'm sorry, Scarfy. I'm sure it would have been awesome. We need to get sort of a filler color there so that I can make sure this is correct. I'm just sort of expanding this shadow down. This is my first Prime stream. Welcome, KSP guy. How do you draw like that on a computer? When I do it, it looks so rough. I use the pen tool for most of this stuff in Photoshop. It's a tool specific to Photoshop. I'm not sure. I'm not very familiar with other platforms, so I don't know if there's like similar tools available. But that's what I use. I use the pen tool. It allows you to make like really smooth lines as if you were doing like vector stuff, which some of you may be familiar with what that is. Will you texture the niche creative mode blocks? Yeah, we will eventually do everything, so don't stress, don't stress. Okay, I'm basically just gonna be expanding this like darker color down a bit. Just gotta make sure things are like looking good. We're gonna be using sharper angles here to differentiate it from the shadow, and it will instead look like, we gotta make this darker color come down, for sure. Boom. We'll make that make sense in a bit. And then, let's see. Maybe we'll do something like that, and then something like that. I also use the polygonal lasso tool a lot. So it's kind of like some shading, but not like as smoothed out as the other stuff. Maybe we'll do something there. And we're also going to be using straight lines to basically make it like look like grains in the wood. Lewis Munchie sharing the stream with his entire bloodline right now, bro. All right. Welcome in, Simplex. Yes, we're working on the pale oak door right now. We're continuing where we left off yesterday. All right, how's this looking? It's looking all right. All right. Yeah, I'm just kind of fleshing out these darker colors on here. I think I'm gonna finish up these inside planks. This will be the first like part of this stuff that I do. Dude, with the hardest part, like one of the hardest things to texture in the game has to be this wood stuff, because like it's like low-key just pixels. I mean, everything is obviously just pixels, but in a way that it can be kind of difficult to know what's supposed to be what. There's just a lot of creative freedom you're sort of left with, which can be a little bit annoying when some of the other textures are very straightforward on what they're supposed to be. Okay, so let me see. Let's do that one right there. And then we'll also do this cut right here. Let me mute my phone so people aren't texting me while we're up to very important tasks right now. And that we'll do, you know, we'll do something like that. Okay. This is looking all right. I'm not really sure exactly how to fill the space of these like cracks, or they're really like separations between the planks. So I'm just going to kind of stick with this like slanted 45-degree angle sort of look, and then get more detailed on the inner of the planks. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So let's take a look at some of these other doors. I'm really trying to figure out how to incorporate some of the straighter angles of the wood grain with more curvy angles. What did I do? This one, yeah. I think we're gonna actually, I have just now came to the conclusion that I think we're gonna kind of copy the style that I did for the Crimson door as far as the planks. Like some of the older ones that I did were a little bit more wavy, but this one was a little bit more sharp, like with a lot more straight angles, and I think it turned out pretty good. It's one of my favorite doors. Don't look at the doorknob. Ignore the doorknob. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking we'll do. Also just makes my life a whole lot easier when I know that things are supposed to be sharp and angular. I think it just turns out better too. I try not to be too like straight angles on textures, but sometimes it definitely looks good, I have to say. Let's see, maybe turn on shaders, bruh. I always have shaders on. Your texture pack is amazing. Thank you, me, Mr. Mayonnaise. Joanne, you're saying it's not like the videos when you turn on the pack. That is most likely because you don't have PBR on. So there's a guide in the Discord on how to do that. It's a setting in shaders. Prime Mods, answer Nick's question. Are you a femboy or not? Do I address the femboy allegations? I like the doorknob on this door. Surely you must be great at doing doorknobs. Dude, I am great at doing doorknobs. Ask literally anyone. Ask literally anyone, and they will tell you that I'm the best at doing doorknobs. There has never once ever been any controversy in my community about a doorknob that I've textured. Not even one time. I love your hair. It looks like a wolf. Oh my god. Thank you, Venus. Venus Flytrap. That's a cool username. All right. I'm just trying to figure out how to do the shading down here without it looking too robotic. Trying to make it look a little bit natural. You can't make doorknobs, bro. Get out of my chat, bro. This is Prime Doorknobs. About to change my name. Doorknob mods. Thank you, Linton. Thank you, Linton. Prime mods doorknob apologist. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna be kind of pulling down these different like sort of layers of like color here. Sort of like a gradient type deal. Make hinges pointier. I'm not going to change any of the hinges because I use the same hinges across all the doors. So we could make it different, but I'd rather the hinges just like look consistent. You know what I'm saying? It's coming to consoles, right? Perhaps one day. Problem is the back has to be 100% complete for it to be on the marketplace, and that's gonna take a little bit. This is let's go back and look at this. I just need to figure out kind of what I did here. I mean, sort of what we have going on. Let's maybe just smooth it out a bit. I think I made it like low-key too spiky. Perfect amount of spike. Perfect amount of spike. Maybe. You know, it's looking all right, I guess. Let's do some of this down here. Get this darker a little bit. All sort of added in there. Bottom of these planks. Guys, I can feel myself approaching the flow state. So, yeah, that looks all right. And then we basically just need to get that highlight in there without it looking too weird. It's always like low-key kind of hard to do this more natural stuff. Like, how does that look? It's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, we can tweak this stuff after. Hi, Prime. Do you listen to any rock or metal music? It's funny. I think because the way I, dress and stuff and present myself, people always sort of assume that I listen to like metal. I actually listen to rap like above all. It's kind of funny. I went to Rolling Loud earlier this year and had a blast. Who's my favorite rapper? My favorite artist of all time is Zillakami from City Morgue, although he's not really making music anymore. In fact, I think he got canceled. But other than that, I mean, at Rolling Loud, I saw SD Kid. His set was pretty fire. I like Yeet. What else? I've been kind of getting into like Ken lately. Okay, it's a little weird. Are you guys feeling weird about this highlight? I'm feeling weird about this highlight. But like, I don't know. We'll move on for now. I don't want to get hung up on it. My goal for this stream is not to just stare at the same thing for like literally 500,000 hours. If you guys were ever part of the, what is it? The command block streams, dude, it was like a 6-parter of us just tweaking. It took like 6 hours, bro. Would you press the blue button or the red button? Oh, let me think. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm a blue buttoner. I know it's like the logical choice. Also, if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about right now, this is just gonna sound like nonsense. I know it's like the pure logical choice, or the logically defensible position is the red button. But I'm not gonna lie, I have to be a blue buttoner for many of the same reasons that people have already defended that choice. What TV shows do you watch? I haven't been watching anything lately. Last show I like for real got into was Game of Thrones. Obviously it's like really late to be watching that, but dude, Game of Thrones is so good. Okay, this is sort of coming along. This is coming along. I'm not really talking too much about what we're doing here, but yeah, I'm basically just fleshing out this like sort of wood grain. We're gonna do what we did up here to start at the top and make our way down, and then I'm just trying to get something in here, and then we can go back and tweak it. Like these highlights just look a little bit odd. Problem is it on CurseForge? It is. Yeah, I kind of am locked in. Dude, I keep like, it's kind of a challenge when I'm live not to just like get into work mode and like just like go silent. I think I'm getting better at it. I usually just try to like narrate what's going on in my head and then like, you know, check chat every couple seconds. I'm trying to be better about seeing everybody's messages as well. Why does the door look like a door? We'll have to fix that. We'll have to fix that. Okay. Moving on to that sort of gray color. I think our issue up here is that there isn't enough like grain like in that part. You know what I'm saying? Actually, this is gonna be like weird with the height map, so I'm not gonna do that. I don't know. We'll get back to that in a bit. Why is it so pale? Looks too pale to be a door, bro. Wait until you find out what this door is called. When will I do the when will you texture me as a block in the pack? I'll texture everybody as a block. Thank you for the rose, Charlie. Back to the old problem of these highlights. Got to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to do with these, bruh. Like, maybe I just low key do something like that. Watch this be the solution. Make like streaks kind of, and then hear me out, boom boom boom, then we add the grain to those. Is this gonna work? I don't know. Do I need to join the Discord for the texture pack? Nope. It's called Prime's HD Textures. You can, I got links in all my bios. You can also just look it up. It's on CurseForge and Modern. Okay, something's off. Something's off here. Okay, we got that darker color there. Definitely missed that. Let's fill that in. All right. Okay. Just sort of taking a step back. This is definitely not like look at it, bro. This one looks like a freaking cave. There's so many like spikes on it, and then this one's got like 2 spikes. I just got to figure out how much like spikes I want on this. Like this could low-key be like chilled out a bit. It's kind of doing too much right now. And then some of this stuff needs to be like thickened up, I feel like. Okay, we're potentially getting close here. Yeah, we're potentially getting close here. In a potential kind of way. Let me just see if I can redo this like section. Like if I do like a thing that goes like that, and then it makes like a thing, and then we just add like grain to that. Slide a 48 by 48 pack. Dude, that is outrageous. That is a criminal offense in the texture pack world. I'm losing my mind here, guys. I'm really just kind of messing around with things. It's not horrible. I kind of like that, like, slash. Maybe I'll do another one down here. It is looking all right. What's really looking messed up is this, though. Like, actually, who let me do that? What was I thinking? Pretty good. Thank you, Ghost. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's coming together. If you guys have been in any of my streams, you usually know I cook together some straight bullshit for like 45 minutes, and then in the last 5 minutes, I just like lock in and fix it all. So that's typically the way things go around here. When is bro gonna do the pale oak door? Dude, this guy's watching the stream with his eyes closed. That's a little interesting. Put the little lines there. A little bit of a line moment. Okay. Okay. You don't like it, Litton? It's good. That's good enough, bro. Chaz is like, dude, move on. Bro, just let past a rose. Who sent me a rose? Thank you. Is that the Polish? Is that the Polish flag? The white and red? I don't really know. I don't know my flags. Prime, what on earth? What are you talking about, Xanax? What did I do wrong? When are you making the texture pack? Yeah, dude, we're gonna, we're actually gonna, the next stream, we're gonna work on the texture pack. In fact, next stream, what we're gonna texture is we're gonna texture the pale oak door. So make sure you're like there for that. What's the name? I want to review it. Alex, the name is Prime's HD Textures. You can, you know, just click on my profile. There's tons of info, tons of videos, links to everything, all that good stuff. Guys, this is coming together. Like 1 to 10, I think this is like done. I'm just going to kind of be recreating it like down here. But like 1 to 10, how are you feeling about that top part? Because I think we're done with that. Like I'm not going to like stress over it too much. Maybe I'm getting these slants incorrect. These slants are not right. Personally, I think the pointy thing is not sharp enough. You talking about this? I'm not gonna spend any time redoing any of the metal stuff because that was last stream's problems. What shaders do I use? I use BSL. The pack is in fact kind of designed to be used with BSL, so you're not getting the like full experience unless you're using BSL. Okay, I'm just sort of filling in the colors around here. It's too HD. Yeah, the problem is actually the pack is like too awesome. Okay, just finishing out the shadow here. Holy crap, bruh. What website do I use? This is Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop. Okay, this one was a lot easier because there isn't really a whole lot of color variation here. Let me just we'll do another little line. Dude, if I love anything, it's adding little lines like that. It just makes things look so much better. IMHO. Ew, except that time, dude. Worst one I've ever done. That was like way too skinny. The handle looks kind of off, bro. You should check out the Crimson Door. You're gonna love it. Best handle I've ever done. Okay, only thing we're missing here is like there's more of that gray like down here. So I'm just gonna quickly kind of throw that in. It isn't like a whole lot of it though, which is kind of gonna make it fast. All right, so that is we're making good progress. I've basically now finished the interior of, well, I did this plank first, which was pretty easy. And then I did the interior of these two sections, and it also allowed us to pretty much settle in on a style that we're going to be doing for the like wood grain. It's kind of, I've been taking inspiration from the Crimson Door while also making it a little bit different. Which I like to do. I like to make sure each door has like a slightly different kind of vibe to its wood grain. So I'm liking this. I think we're gonna just move on to, I gotta fix a couple things on this one, but then, actually I'll do that now. But then we're gonna be we basically just need to repeat the process for the outside of this border. And then if you guys stick around for that, then the fun's gonna start, which is gonna be making it 3D like the rest of the doors. Which will be cool. We'll get that done this stream as well. And then the block will be done. We're going to be finishing this up today. For the first time ever. We're not going to need like a 10-parter for this one. Does the pack run if I don't enable it in resource packs? Guys, does the pack run if Minecraft's not open? If the computer's not turned on, does the pack run or what? Jury's still out on that. Okay, that plank's all wrapped up. Yeah, now all we really need to do is do the wood grain on the rest of this thing. Could be kind of fun to do the borders. I think that's what we're gonna do real quick. So let's see. Best way to do that is going to be, because there is some slight variation. It's not just like one solid color. Boom, boom. We've got those lighter pixels there. And what's going on down here? We got some darker sort of colors here, so I'll get these in. What are with these questions, guys? Help me out, dude. I've been trying to read chat, but I really don't know what's going on. Okay, we got these darker ones down here, and then we just got to basically do that for the sides as well. Looks like this kind of goes down. And basically just going through the border here. We can do a little something like that. I do this on the other textures as well, so that'll match. And we've got those dark pixels right there. That's a little bit interesting looking. So we'll do that, and then we'll sort of incorporate it because that pixel comes out. So this is, since there's a second pixel there, it's obviously not part of the border. So I'll like make it into a little thing. Okay, looks all right. And we're just gonna keep moving our way up. That's on its way to being done. So we'll get that one in there. And then we just got to do the top. What's this? What's this here? We've got a little stray gray pixel. I legitimately think after this pack is done, probably currently, I am like probably the person on Earth who is the most familiar with like Minecraft's textures. Like I have spent more time looking at individual pixel placements than probably anyone on Earth. Hinges need more detail personally. Problem is I use the hinges on all the doors, so we're obviously not going to go back and redo 100,000 doors. It's better just to keep it the way it is. Okay. Outside border is now done. This is looking good. I'm liking this, guys. Okay, so now all we have to do is repeat what we did here. Wood grain for the sides and the bottom. And earlier in last stream, we sort of were looking at the way the planks were aligned and decided if we wanted like planks in front of other planks or whatever sort of deal. And we pretty much decided that this plank is in the foreground and then this is like one solid thing. So we'll see how that turns out. Prime, help. How do you comment on the stream, bro? I'll get you some help after stream. We'll get that figured out. Bye, Xanax. Retexturing the code. What color is the pixel on the end crystal at 643? Bro just sent the coordinates, the pixel coordinates of the texture. That's crazy. Okay, this is gonna be like that, and then we'll go down here. I think we'll just start at the bottom of the door and make our way up. The 256 version is available. It's on my Patreon at the moment. Whoa, I grabbed the wrong color. Okay. So we've got this darker bit down here. So let's grab this one. And then like something like that. And maybe we'll add another little thing there. Okay, and then we've also got this darker color in here. Okay, not bad, not bad. So let's do here. Yeah, I'm basically just gonna be moving up. Okay. Let's see. Thank you for the goats, Rowan. My eyes are tired. Close your eyes, Muddy Muss. Take a nap. I'll explain to you everything that we're doing. Except when I get too locked in and I forget that I'm on stream and I stop talking. Kind of an issue, but you know. Oh, we got these gray pixels here. Thank you for the finger heart, Rowan. Dude, I gotta get rid of like the in the global chat. I gotta get rid of like notifications when people follow. You know, I feel like that's not exactly important information. Thank you for the awesomes, Rowan. Thank you for the heart me's, Rowan. Rowan dropping the full arsenal on me right now. Okay, we've got these more of these lighter pixels here. It's gonna be kind of like a little thing. Highlights there, and then yeah, it's looking all right. This is probably one of the more detailed like door patterns that we've done, which can look a little weird because some of the stuff in the pack is a little bit more simplistic than this. So we want like stuff to be consistent. Holy donations. Yeah, Rowan's dropping the bag on me. Thank you for all those, Rowan. Okay. Texture pack is Prime's HD textures. I saw somebody ask. It's like 60 cents, don't even sweat. My rent is 60 cents, guys. I live in a cardboard box. Okay, how's that looking? Pretty good. Pretty good. Kind of an interesting door. This is definitely an interesting door. My rent is 0.0001 cents. I live in the air. Bro can't even afford to put his feet on the ground. Okay, we gotta get more of this gray in there. And then, guys, we're almost like halfway up the door already. We're moving so fast and so efficiently. Okay, that's cool. I don't like that this is one solid color, so I'm gonna do my signature little thingy in it. Okay. This needs to go like that. And then we got more of this like highlight stuff. Okay. More gray. More gray. Wait a minute. Let's see. Okay, how's this coming along? It looks like I sort of, I want to keep things looking consistent. So it looks like this interior has a lot more of these like little grain things than the outside. So I'm just going to start adding some of those in so that it looks, you know, like the same. Sort of weird. Sometimes I like will kind of change styles like halfway through working on a block, and it can be a little bit odd. Of course, once we get a specular map on this, a lot of these colors are going to sort of blend together. It won't look as like separated or as distinct as it does right now. So if you think it looks like too much, don't sweat it. And then we got some white up here. Somebody's spamming KSP guy on what platform? Oh, you guys are just messing with each other. Okay, so we gotta get this darker color in here. Let's do that, and then have it like that. Okay. It's kind of weird looking. I might return to that at some point. Okay. Top's sort of coming along in a weird sort of way. Let me see. One weird part of the like junctions here is that we decided to make this outer rim like one solid piece of wood. So usually I'd be splitting it up. Like the corners would look like wood, like overlapping, but now it's just sort of, they're sort of blended together, which can be kind of odd, like what direction to make the wood grain go and stuff like that. I'm gonna make this one solid thing of white. Make sure this is lined up, which it of course is not by one single pixel. And then we can chisel it out. Like that. Oh. It's kind of a little bit odd looking. Not a huge fan of that. Let's give us some more space to work with. So I basically just got to get these 3 white pixels in there. And how do I do that? It's just such an odd little area of wood that we need to like fill in. Okay, you know what? That looks good enough. It's whatever, dude. Jamie Rocala, it's lagging and I'm in the back rooms. Are you in the back rooms of the stream? Okay, scanning for any issues. Yeah, we got this. This needs to be a different color. It needs to be this lighter color. And then same issue over here. Needs to be this lighter color. And there's actually even a little bit more of that color kind of out here. So we'll just do that. Filling this in. Okay. What do we have left? We have this little segment over here left. Okay, yeah, we need another thing right here for this gray color. And then low-key, we might be very close to being done with this. Not done with the block because we're going to be moving on to adding PBR, but done with the texture. Okay. It's interesting. There's a couple weird decisions we made this door that I haven't done on other doors, but I think we'll have to... I won't be able to make my full judgment on this until we see it in game. It looks overly detailed. I don't know. We'll have to see it in game, I feel like. Good enough. I agree with you, Barry Shooter. We're not gonna be redoing this 1,000 times like usual. I think we're gonna stick with it. There's a darker pixel that goes out into the planks in the top part, left plank. Darker pixel that goes in the top part. Let me see. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I do see this pixel here. We did not include this one, so. Let's get that in there. Okay. No, it's a bit too much. Boom. Perfection. Okay, guys. I am going to run and use the bathroom real quick. And then when we're done, or when I'm back, we are going to check this out in game. So don't go anywhere. Oh, what's up, Onion Gang? Yeah, of course. I knew it was going to happen. Dude, there's going to be a whole generation of Prime Mods viewers who have no idea what is going on when there's onions in the chat. Like, you really... Did our music stop? Or, like... Oh, just a weird quiet part of the song. Like, the onion thing was for real, like, from the very first stream. Like, I wonder if there's people doing the onions who don't even know, like, what it's from. Or, like, why people do it. I don't know. You can simply just onion. Bro, maybe when I'm, like, when I go AFK, I need to, like, pull out an actual onion. Like, put the camera on an onion. Houseplant's name is now Gwen Fitzgerald. It's no longer Plant Mods. TikTok stream ended. We'll restart it. Thank you for the heads up. Dude, who you guys are like for like clutching up when you tell me that the TikTok stream ends. I gotta keep the TikTok window open because TikTok for real, like it'll just, after like about an hour of being live, TikTok will be like, are you still there? And then if I don't click the button, it like actually just obliterates the TikTok stream. I love how you just accepted the onions now, yeah. Low-key, Mojang should add onions. Dude, I hope. Who said it can't be called both Gwen Fitzgerald and Plant Mods? True. Because my name isn't Plant Mod. My name isn't Prime Mods in real life. You know, I got my Prime Mods name in my real life name, Gwen Fitzgerald. Bro just asked, what is my YouTube channel? Did you like telepathic? Did you astral project into this stream? Yeah, no, bro, for real. If one of you makes an onion mod, I will texture the onion for the mod, just for you guys. Okay, so we have now finished our, we have just finished our pale oak door. Now it's time to throw this in game and see if all of our work was for naught. Also, I need to reconnect the TikTok stream. Let's see. Oh, wait. Stop connecting. Connect. Gotta get TikTok back in the chat. They're being left out. Okay, awesome. TikTok should be back in our global chat. Yep, they're back. Okay, good to see you, Boat. TikTok chat, wholly broken. Genuinely, no one is in the TikTok live. Yeah, well, there were a lot of people in there until TikTok just banned me from the platform, bro. Okay, let's get this texture in game. I'd love to show you guys my process of moving the files around, but I'm afraid I'm gonna like dox myself or something. I don't know. Okay, let's pull up the pale oak door. You know, this might be a controversial Minecraft opinion. I don't really like how they named this the pale oak door, and then there's like the dark oak. Like they should have had it be like a different, like how these kind of look like willow trees, like naming it like willow. I don't know. Just something other than like oak, pale oak, dark oak. Like it could have been a new like species of tree. Okay, who? Muddy Muss. What the heck are you doing in my chat, bro? Do you want to get muted? You're acting up right now. What is he even saying? Okay, what can I do? Put user in timeout. You're getting a 30-minute timeout, Muddy Muss. How do you like that? Oh, dude, imagine an HD Witherstorm, bro. Imagine an HD Minecraft. Turn on chat cooldown. Spamming won't even be a problem. I'll put on chat cooldown if it becomes a big deal, but like low key, chat's usually pretty good. Okay, guys, hopping back in game. Let's reset this and see how this looks. Gotta reload Minecraft. No, my real name is actually Prime Mods legally. Why did you end on TikTok? TikTok kicks me off if I'm not active, like if I don't click on the like button. Okay. What is up with my FOV? That's weird. Okay, guys. How are we feeling about this? I feel like this turned out pretty awesome. I can't lie. This needs to... Oh, I guess it's facing the right way. Let me put the... Yeah, how... 1 to 10, guys. How are we feeling about the pale oak door texture? 1 to 10. 0 to 11. 0 to 9 if you're a programmer. 10, 10, 10. Dude, you guys do not trust the process. We were thinking we were cooked. I was thinking we were cooked. And it's not cooked. Also, exactly what I was saying. The colors look like too contrasty in like Photoshop, but then like when you look at it in game like this, it like looks a bit more cohesive. I'd say 5, but I'm always neutral, but I'll say 10. Bro, always a 5. No opinions. No opinions shall be formed here. Turn off shaders. The pack is meant to be used with shaders. So Yeah. Speaking of the pack being used with shaders, that is what we're going to be working on next. Because yes, we have just finished the door's texture itself, but now we have to do the PBR effects, which is going to be like see how this door is 3D and awesome, and this door is like 2D and lame. That's what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be adding depth to it, and we're going to be adding some specular features, which will affect how light reacts to it. So the iron door is a good example of this because it's really reflective. The metal bits on this obviously are not going to be as reflective as the iron door, but they'll have some reflectivity to it. PBR will really make it pop. Yeah, I agree. I'm excited. Okay, bro, are you trolling me? He's saying I missed 2 pixels behind the knocker. Enhance. Jarvis, 2 pixels. Where are they? You're messing with me, dude. You're messing with me. Oh my gosh. Is this the same? Are these like bots? Dude, let's freaking... What even is this message that people are spamming? Is this like... It makes no sense. I got other accounts, buddy. Bro, what... If you're gonna spam, like... I don't even know what you're trying to say. That doesn't even make any sense, bro. Okay. Thank you for the $4.99. Mr. Bubbles is here to help. Do the dried gas, please. Let's take a look at the dried gas, huh? It's just one guy spamming. Well, that's easier than everybody spamming. I think the only reason I've been waiting on doing the dried gas is because I'd probably want to do the actual gas at the same time. And I haven't gotten to mobs yet because I've been prioritizing blocks and like items. Redstone generated. How do you join Discord? It's discord.gg/primemods, one word. There's links and stuff. Okay, yeah, but yeah, as far as the dried ghast, I'm probably gonna hold off until I texture the actual ghast, you know? Dude, this makes such a weird sound. I don't know if I actually have my audio on for you guys, but when you break the dried ghast, that sounds so weird. Okay. Guys, let's move on to the height map for this. It'll be great. It'll take it from a 5 out of 10. Whoever had the audacity to rate this a 5 out of 10, it'll take it from that to like a billion out of 10. Okay, so the way that we do this is by making a height map. And the way that we do that is making a black and white version of this texture, right? With white being higher up on the height map and black being lower down. So, you know, shades of gray and stuff. But basically, the lighter the texture is, the higher it up it is. The darker the texture is, the lower down it is. If that makes sense. And by drawing out one of those, we'll be able to make this like 3D. So let's do that. Let's work on this. So our highest point is probably going to be, let's see, actually, let's see how I've done the other hinges on the doors. Okay, highest point, oh my gosh, get out of here, is gonna be the outside of the hinge here. We'll do that. Prime, do you touch grass? Never, bro. Last time I touched grass is when I textured grass. Okay, let's do that. And then this will also be high up. We'll do that as well. And these. So we're going to be starting at the highest or farthest out part of the textures. And then we're going to be moving in. That's what I think we'll do. Shower? I will not shower, True. I will never shower, bro. Actually, this is, I think the problem is this texture is like kind of white. Figures, right? Pale oak door. But it's going to be a little bit hard for me to differentiate. So I'm actually going to sort of darken up the whole texture, I think. Or how should we do this? Maybe I'll put an overlay on it. I just need it to stand out from the layers that we're doing. Okay, that looks all right. We'll make it temporarily red. So, okay, so there, yeah, there we go. Is the mace already done? Yes, the mace is done, and in fact, one of the add-ons makes the mace like 3D. I think I have a couple videos on that. No spamming questions, guys, or you will be muted. If I don't answer your question, there's a 60% chance it's because I haven't seen it, and there's a 40% chance that I don't care, or it's a stupid question. Okay, this will be high up. And yeah, this as well. There's a yeah, dude, there's a 5% chance that I care. Huh? Bro's talking about being muted, but he's actually not even muted. That's crazy. Kind of embarrassing. Okay, so this part will be that. And then, actually, I think I gotta like lower this a bit. So yeah, the darker we make the colors here, the lower it will be when we make this door 3D. So it's weirdly kind of like we're modeling the door right now, just in a weird, messed up 2D way, because I don't actually model any of my stuff. Yeah, so let's take a look at these other planks. Okay. Yeah, it does look like cherry now that I made it red. Let's do that, and then this one over here. This will probably be slightly lower than the knocker. And then this part of the plank will be lower than that. And then even lower than that. Wait a minute. I gotta look what's going on here. Oh, okay. Even lower than that will be the top of this plank. Make the nails a bit taller. Amazing catch, Vinny Moras. I totally forgot that. You were so smart for pointing that out. I kind of overwrote the nails, so I'll have to pull out the texture to put the nails back on, but you're so right. Why are you remaking this? No, I'm not remaking it. We are currently doing the height map. So this will be put on top of our texture to make it 3D. Prime, have you ever made a texture pack? I have not actually. Maybe one day I'll make a texture pack. Where does one get this? All the links are in my bio, or just look up Prime's HD textures on Google. I mean, you'll find it all. The 64, can I get the 64 for free? You can get it for free in the Discord. Discord.gg/PrimeMods. You just have to be like kind of active in the Discord for a bit, and then you like unlock it permanently. Okay. I'm a little confused at how this person is even spamming, because I can't even see him in the chat. this on? I'm so confused, bro. Is it cause I'm just so confused? Do we have a mod? The spammer moved to the other stream. I'm looking in both streams. This is so hover madness. Ghost, are you able to get it? I'm so confused. I can't see him in the... It's weird. It's like he's banned from the actual chat, but he's showing up in the global chat. I might be able to just ban him from the global chat. Let me see. I low-key forget how to do this. Oh. User actions. Block user. Okay. There you go. He's gone. Easy peasy. I think he uses a bot. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Good thing I have a program for the global chat is its own program, and I can just block messages from that. So. Okay, let's finish this up. Oh, you're so smart. Who said that? Ravio. Click top chat and switch it to live chat. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's so weird. That is so weird. You're so smart though. Okay, so then we've got this as the next layer down. And then this will be, the outside is going to be one layer farther back. Just joined to say the live and say I like your hair. Thank you, Raya. Okay, so, I'm thinking, I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking this, like, plank part's definitely going to be farther back than the rest of the door. I kind of like that idea. So, how far back is the question? Let's see. Not that, maybe not that far back. Let's see. What are you guys talking about the spammer? I don't see the spammer in any of the channels. I mean, I'm sure he's switching accounts. He can just do that forever. Dude, it's one of my, can't a guy just make a mod in peace? It's one of my ops, bro. One of the other pack developers trying to take me out. Sorry, I'm like the LeBron of texture packs. In the combined chat a moment ago. Yeah. Well, I think he's gone now. Eyeliner is tough, bro. I want to try it out one day. Dude, I have a tutorial. I have a tutorial video on how I do my eyeliner. Okay, so... yeah, let's get these middle planks in, and then the farthest back will be the these cracks. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, farthest then back of our height map will be these cracks, and it will make it significantly farther back because these are actually going to be inset. Okay, this one as well. Okay. So this is for every door in Minecraft. It's split into 2 textures. Even though it's 1 block, there's the bottom texture and there's the top texture. Oh, the bolts. We'll get to that. There's the bottom texture and the top texture. They're 2 separate, but they get combined. Now, what we just made is the height map. This is what's actually you'll see. It's a multi-step process, but when we're done with that, it'll basically just make this door like 3D. So the lighter the color is here, the higher up it's going to be, and the darker it is, the farther down it is going to be. Now, somebody pointed out we forgot the bolts on here because we want our bolts to be slightly higher up. So, oh my gosh, bruh. Oh my gosh, bruh. So, I kind of forgot to like include this, so I'm gonna quickly put it back. Like copy the texture over so that we can get the bolts in the right place. Let's see, that goes there. And this one's there. Also, guys, if you see the spam, low-key ignore it. Like, by the time it shows up in global chat, it takes me literally 1 second to click and like ban him. So, like, low-key, just ignore it. Because by the time you see it, it's already gone. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I gotta find the correct way to select all of this. Oh, that's wrong. I'm just temporarily making this red so I can select exactly where these bolts are so that we can make them higher up. Okay, perfect. So now with those, I'll be able to select them. And, oh my gosh. We will be enabled to make that higher up. Let me think. Do we also inset, like how on the planks themselves, I sort of inset the edges. Do we also do that for the edges of this? I don't know. I low-key feel like maybe we should. Quit spamming questions, Wally Larson. In fact, because you're spamming questions, I'm not going to answer your question. How about that? Okay. Thank you, Ghost. Let me think. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do we inset the like bevel on this thing or just make it flat as far as the normal map is concerned? I think we inset it. I think we inset it. So that would mean I don't know the best way to like select. I don't know the best way to select this. I'm trying to think here, guys. I'm using my brain. Attempting to. Inset? Seems like you guys want an inset. All right. Let's unselect the like bolts here. And then select this, which will give us a full selection of this exterior. Which we can then inset. So I'm just gonna inset it like slightly. So many spammers, I know, for real. I gotta let's see. Okay, yeah, I think that's gonna look better. I think you guys were right about that needing to be inset. Okay, so just copy this and move it up here. And the chip shouldn't be inset. We'll see how it looks. The thing is also, guys, this is just gonna be used for the normal map. Kind of hard to explain, but basically this isn't actually going to be the 3D model. This is gonna be how lighting reacts, if that makes sense. Oh, the only way to stop the share spam. No, I can turn off. The way to stop the share spam is that I can turn off shared notifications. I just low key kind of forget how to like do that. It's something that's not easy for me to do right now, but I'll get it done for like next stream. Okay, so this is now done. I'll save as. We'll save this. Door. Okay, now we're gonna bring up this little program called Normal Map Online, which will allow us to plug in this height map that we just drew out, set some settings that I do for all of these, and generate a height map from it. So yeah, this will be good. We'll plug this in as the normal map. Let me pull this up. We're gonna split this into two normal map textures, one for the bottom and one for the top. And top and okay. Pull both these up, and we'll pull up this normal map that we just generated. And let's pop these in. Okay. Holy spam. Yeah, dude, this chat's something today. It really is. Okay, so now this, when I refresh this, this will not be truly 3D, but light will be reacting with it in a way that will set the base for our actual 3D height map. Okay, you guys see how like the light is like, it's almost like shading as if the light's there, or as if it's 3D, but not like actually 3D. Which, we are gonna need to do some tweaking on this. Let me see, how's that? I think it's good. Only issue is there is some like, you know, when we use the generator to generate the normal map, I actually can't even look at it without it selecting it. But you see how there's like that dark line in between? That's something that we need to typically fix manually. You like the lighting more than the 3D? That is perfectly fine. You can actually, in your shader settings, you can turn off parallax and it will just be like the lighting, or just the normal map. It won't actually be 3D. So if you prefer it that way, you can have it that way. Many of the pack's PBR settings can be changed through shaders. Okay, let's refresh this. This should have fixed some of our issues. Okay, this is looking a lot better. So it's sort of like the basis for 3D. Like it kind of, the light, you know, is hitting it in a certain way. Some packs just stick to this, but our pack is awesome and the best texture pack on earth. So dude, this freaking guy. Sorry about the spam today, guys. Damn. Let's see here. YouTube spam. Dude, I don't know what the solution is for this kind of stuff. Oh, also, what's up, Nikolai? I don't think I've said hi to you today. Okay. Thank you for the rose pointer. I don't remember what I was talking about. Let me see here. Okay, so let's pull up our normal maps. And this is when we'll actually be making the height map. What's up, Pavlicek? Good morning at 6 p.m. I don't doubt that you just woke up too. Okay, so this is when we put in the actual height map. Prime, make it so someone with 20 minutes of subscription is required to type in chat for 1 day. Dude, I think I can change chat to only allow subscribers. Let me see if I can do that now. No. Yeah, because bro's already back. Dude, this is the confusing part. What is the spam actually even saying? Like, I can't, like, I'm trying to translate what it means. Is it just random words? I'm confused. Okay, he's just random, yeah. Okay, let me, I should be able to, who can comment? Okay. Oh, you're right. Who said I could? Okay, subscription time, 1 day. Okay. Only people who have been subscribed for 1 day can now send messages. So that should fix it. Okay, height map. Let's get this actually in here. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I don't know if you guys have seen my other videos on doors or really know the issue with them, but basically because it is technically 2 blocks and with the way height maps work, we pretty much need to have the highest point in the middle. The seam has to be like the farthest out. Same with the edges. So that's why we did the normal maps separately from the height map. So that it sucks because we can't make it as detailed as we like, but it's gonna prevent a lot of those like issues. All right, so normal map was separate, but this is the true height map, and this we then overlay onto the normal map. Let me grab it, which will give it proper depth. So after this, which we may have to tweak, I'm kind of just eyeballing it right now. After this door will actually be 3D instead of just like fake 3D. Okay, yeah, that's way too deep. But you see what's going on here. Definitely. You know what we can do? We'll grab the exact height that we used on the other doors so that it's like consistent. So let's pull up the jungle door and the normal map for it. Where is that? Where is that? It's right here. We'll pull out the transparency. And look, this will allow us to extract the height map from this one. So then we can adjust our height map to be the same, basically. Let's do maybe instead, yeah, this color for this. Because we want these inner planks to be slightly farther back than like the rest. Yeah, the knocker looks flat. Unfortunately, with the way height maps work, we can't make this like exactly how we want, or the tiling would like mess it all up. Just trust on that. We don't got the time to really, for me to like give an example today. But I've talked about it in some other videos. It's just some quirks. Keeping it limited in the way that we are is going to create the best outcome. Will you be punished for what, Muddy Muss? Yeah, we can't. The thing is, Zach, we some of those details we can only do on the normal map because we have to have this be all the way up. So that's why we included the height map, or included the bolts on the normal map, because we can't do it on the height map. Muddy Muss was spamming. Bro's trying to get attention and I literally didn't even know it was him. What a waste of time. Okay, let's reload this and look at our new one. Okay, I inset, I slightly inset these planks and now I'm like not so sure that was the right move. It looks kind of odd. Doesn't this look just kind of weird compared to something like the Crimson Door? Maybe it's because we don't have the maybe it's because we don't have the specular map on here yet. Let me just double check. I'm just gonna double check this against the Crimson Door's height map. Let me pull out the Crimson Door. Layer mask from transparency. Okay, so if this is that similar to how far back we have this? Yeah, it's literally okay. Yeah, the shadow looks okay. You're right. So I'm gonna explain it. The shadow. So actually, this is just as far back as this is. But see how this one looks so much more like in depth? You are correct in saying that it's because the door is white, it looks darker, but also it's because this has a specular map on it. We haven't made the specular map for this yet. And one of the features of this specular map is subsurface scattering, which means that light, see how the light is kind of bleeding through the edge of this? That's due to the subsurface scattering. And one of the benefits of that is that it also technically like bleeds through some of the like 3D-ness. So that's why this looks smoother and like overall better. And this one looks kind of chunky and like ass. And it'll be fixed when we add the specular map, which we're gonna do right now. Okay, I need to make more files, more file stuff. Okay, let's do the pale. Let's grab this. Oh, whoa, that's wrong. So on the edge of my screen right now, I'm just creating the specular map files that we're going to be editing, which will be the last thing that we do for this texture actually, and then we're going to be done. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of files open now. Okay, so first we made the texture, started that texture last stream. This stream we finished up the texture. Now we just made the height map and the you know, all that normal map goodness. And so this is going to be the final texture we have to do, which is going to be the specular map. And I think we're going to use this as a base. We're going to see how the hinges are like shiny. We're going to include the same shininess here. Although I think this is maybe a little bit too shiny for what we're going to have here. So we'll turn it down if we need to. But the rest of it will be basically just copying things over. Simplex Prime, is there a way to IP ban people from the chat? I'm not really sure. I'm sure people like... I don't know if that guy was using a bot or something, but I mean... I just turned the chat to like subs only, so that seems to have solved the issue. Sorry if you're like a new viewer right now and you can't send messages, but that's the only way we can keep the peace currently. Okay, let me get Crimson Door. See a ghost. I don't think now that we kind of limited the chat, I don't think we're going to be in too much need of moderators right now. So you're released. Okay, so this is a little bit, this is only 73 people. We have 3 streams right now. There's like about like 70 people in each stream. So we have quite a few. I'm not even gonna get into the like what each of these colors mean. Honestly, it gets pretty complicated. But basically, different values of these colors are going to make these different things react to light in different ways. So adding things like subsurface scattering or reflectivity or smoothness, stuff like that. I'm just going to put these into the same file so that it's a little bit easier to work on. Okay. So to save us a whole lot of time, I'm basically copying over the specular values that I have from the Crimson Door. Which, yeah, are just going to be a time saver. Because wood is wood. Okay. Looks kind of bizarre, doesn't it? This will allow our door to react to light in the proper way. Without any tweaks, let's see how it looks. All right. Okay, as I said, us putting on the specular map definitely made that look a little bit less intense. It's still going to look kind of intense because it's just it's a light like texture. I do think though, I don't know about you guys, I think the metal is a little bit too shiny. Do we agree that this is too shiny? I think we might be turning it down a little bit. Let me see if there's any other metal here that like it should kind of look like. Agree? You guys agree it's too shiny? Having stuff be extra shiny is always kind of fun, but like, wood is wood. Prime. True words have never been spoken. Agreed? Okay, let's turn it down ever so slightly. And I believe, let's consult the ancient texts, okay? This is basically all the details on like what, like I said I wasn't going to explain it. This is what all the like specular stuff is. So, red. Wait, this is the normal. We got to go to the specular map. Okay. Red is smoothness, which in another way is like reflection, kind of. So, or maybe if I just turn down, we need to be tweaking some of these values here. We can do that through levels so we can see the exact levels of each color on here. Red, green, blue. There's no blue, the green and the red. If we just turn down saturation in general, it should turn down all the like types of reflectivity a little bit. Maybe we'll move it to there. Netherite reflectiveness levels might be a good fit. Let's check out, let's see how netherite looks. It does save a lot of time to like grab the levels from similar materials, because there's only so many like materials. You guys think this would be I might agree. Do you guys think that the like light levels on the netherite block, we could copy those over for this? I believe this is currently using like the iron block levels. That's why it looks so like too shiny. Yes, netherite, you think, Boat? Okay, you guys are agreeing. Let's do it. Let's copy it over. I don't remember who suggested that. I'm sorry, but I agree. That was a good call. Okay, so this is the netherite specular map. Let's return these to where they were, and let's just copy these values in. So that goes there. And then the highlight we'll do like that, or maybe that. Boom. Okay. This should be looking a lot better. Basing it on netherite instead of iron. Edge crop. Okay. Let's reload this. Let's see how this looks. Okay, so this is with the netherite levels in. I think I pulled from the wrong part of the texture, because that's like not as shiny. I think it could be a little bit more shiny. Okay, I think that might have fixed it. Some of these values on the specular map, like it's so hard to tell, like, the difference. Like slight changes that are imperceptible can make a huge difference, because it's not actually looking at like the colors like on a normal texture. It's looking at like the like numerical value of like red to blue to green and stuff like that. Okay, so this is a little bit, I kind of like this. Let me go into spectator so I can like get a little bit closer. That's a bit, maybe a bit much. I mean, you're never gonna look at it from that angle. What do we think about the reflectiveness on this? Is this better? Gotta wait for chat to update. Perfect. Oh. You like that? Okay. I don't think it should have any reflectiveness. What do you mean, Boat? It's made of metal. It's not like really reflective. It's just shiny. You can't like see your reflection in this. Okay, looks like people actually think this looks all right. So, man. Needs subsurface scattering? It does have subsurface scattering. It's just very slight. Actually, dude, that's actually a lot of subsurface scattering. That's low-key more than I'd want. Is there a way to make the texture show a little bit more? This is kind of just a shaders thing. Like if you see it in the dark, you can see more of it. It's just like shaders kind of washes out stuff. F3 and F4 to toggle between game modes. Dude, how did I not know you could do this? Boat always has the worst takes. Oh, Gabo, I didn't even realize that was you that said that. What's up? For anyone who doesn't know, Gabo is my video editor. Kind of makes it look like it's made of snow or something. The thing, dude, shaders is always going to be like quirky, and it's different depending on the shader. Like stuff like this, it's like, oh, well, it looks weird, but like in reality, you're gonna have blocks over the top of your house. You're never gonna see it. You know, like a lot of these conditions like are pretty much impossible to like fix. It's just shaders are weird. Dude, actually, you know, biggest reveal of that F3 and F4 allows you to cycle is like the fact that there's UI that I haven't textured here. Like I need to change these like icons, I feel like, or like the outlines. Okay, guys. How long have we been live for? Can't check TikTok because they booted me off like an hour in. 2 hours? Not bad. Not bad. Guys, we are done with the Pale Oak door. I think we're done. I think this is in a great place. We can always tweak it for eternity, but I think this is good. I think it matches with all of our other doors. It fits in well with everything. Which, if we're going to keep the doors going for next stream, I don't know, maybe I'll decide later. But if we're going to keep the doors going for next stream, it'll be the bamboo door. Or maybe we'll move on to the Pale Oak trapdoor. I'm not sure. Or maybe we'll do another block. Maybe we're all doored out. But anyway, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you guys for hopping by, as always. I am probably going to be live tomorrow as well at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which has been sort of the Eastern Standard of what sort of time that I go live. And by then, hopefully, I will have muted the shared live stream notification. Because, yeah, that's kind of spammy. But yeah. By Peak Live. Thank you, Boat. Okay, guys, thanks for stopping by. We're done for today. Tomorrow, 4 p.m., be there. We'll be texturing something else. Maybe we'll do doors, or maybe we'll shake it up and do the poop block or something. All right, see you guys.